Well, after some speculation, some rumors, it doesn't look like they're coming true because Denny Hamlin, as many people expected, will be extending with Joe Gibbs Racing. JGR just announced that Hamlin signed the deal just a few minutes ago. The official statement, or I guess the social media post, says, "Signed, sealed, and delivered. Denny Hamlin has signed a multi-year contract extension with JGR." They posted a little graphic. And so just a day after the Southern 500, in which he dominated that race, finished 25th, though, due to a loose wheel, Hamlin extends with JGR officially. Now, this, once again, there had been some rumors that 23XI, the team that Hamlin co-owns, had been talking to Ford, and that there was the potential, could this be a Kyle Busch situation all over again? And it had been a little bit longer than people expected for Hamlin not to re-sign. But Hamlin had continuously stated that he wanted to stay with Gibbs. Gibbs had continuously stated that he wanted to stay with Hamlin. And it ended up working out. They sounded like there were some bumps in the road, but the majority of that, I think, was on Denny Hamlin's side of things with the ownership of 23XI, trying to figure out that deal with Toyota. But it seems like they have got it done. Earlier in the day, Denny Hamlin posted a picture of him and Joe Gibbs, said, "Had some things to discuss, new actions detrimental out soon," which is his podcast. And at that point, you kind of knew that it was either Hamlin just signed a contract extension or Hamlin's leaving and they're talking about their best memories at Joe Gibbs Racing and Joe Gibbs is saying goodbye, which most likely it would have been the first one because the second one would have still been awkward. But Denny Hamlin has that stress off of his shoulders now. Joe Gibbs Racing has that stress off of their shoulders now. And they can now go focus on getting Hamlin his first championship. Here is some of what the official statement said. "It is amazing to think it has been almost 20 years since J.D. Gibbs first saw him race and we signed him to that first contract," said Joe Gibbs, owner of Joe Gibbs Racing. "He's been a big part of Joe Gibbs Racing ever since then, and we look forward to that continuing for years to come. Joe Gibbs Racing has been my home for almost 20 years now," said Hamlin. "My relationship with Joe, my team, and everyone at JGR means a lot to me. We have accomplished so much together over the years. I'm excited to finally announce this so we can put all our focus on chasing the championship." So, yes, once again, I'm not shocked that Denny Hamlin is staying with Gibbs. There's no real, reason for them to separate. Hamlin's performance hasn't been declining. Joe Gibbs Racing's performance hasn't been declining. They've been consistent championship contenders for the last 5 years, I would say. Hamlin's had his occasional title fight. 2010 he got really close. 2014 he was in the championship for. But it's kind of been hit or miss for the majority. But then ever since 2019, he's been a consistent Final Four contender or just missing out on the Final Four. I think he made it 2019, 2020. I think he made it in 2021. And then last year he missed it because of the Hail Melon. So as I said, he's been consistently in the Final Four. He's won a ton of races in his career. He's won 50, I think, all with Joe Gibbs Racing. The majority with Toyota. I think a couple of those were Chevy at the beginning. But, all the jokes about Denny Hamlin not winning a championship. The fact of the matter is Denny Hamlin's a Hall of Famer. He's got 3 Daytona 500s. He's got 50 career wins. He's won multiple majors, as I said, the Daytona 500, but also the Coke 600. He's won a couple of times, I think, at least once. The Southern 500, he's won 2 or 3 times. He's won the Bristol Night Race. So Denny Hamlin has won almost every single race in his career, and it's all been with Joe Gibbs Racing, and it looks like they want to stay together for the rest of Hamlin's career, kind of like what Jeff Gordon did at Hendrick, Jimmy Johnson did at Hendrick. Joe Gibbs was not going to let Denny Hamlin slip through his fingers like what happened with Kyle Busch last year. That was an unfortunate, situation last year for Joe Gibbs Racing. But once again, I am not shocked. Even with those rumors about 23XI and Ford talking, I still thought it was a long shot, and this year proves it. Now, no official deal has been announced on the 23XI side of things, but I would be, once again, completely shocked if 23XI went to a different manufacturer. It would be a conflict of interest or something. If Hamlin's out there driving a Toyota for Joe Gibbs and then, the 2311 cars or Fords, that'd be awkward. Maybe it was a bargaining kind of thing. It was a play to get more money from Toyota. They're saying, oh, well, Ford gave us this offer. We want more money than this. And Toyota kind of has to call their maybe bluff and pay them some more money to get them going, keep them at Toyota. So, yes, Denny Hamlin. And the other thing is that it's a multi-year deal. This isn't like a one-and-one. We saw that happen with Brad Keselowski a couple years ago. Brad Keselowski in 2020, I think, in the summer of 2020, signed a one-year extension with Penske, and people thought he was leaving in the first place. And then after that, it's like, oh, only 1 year? Like, okay, like people suspected he was leaving. But Denny Hamlin signing a multi-year deal, that could be 2 years, that could be 5 years. I don't know how many years Denny Hamlin has left in his driving career, but he clearly wants to be there for the rest of his career at Joe Gibbs Racing, and it looks like it will be that way. But Denny Hamlin, Joe Gibbs Racing finally get a deal done. It took them a while. It took them till September, but it is official. It is done. Once again, it doesn't seem like 2311 is going to switch manufacturers. That would just be really weird. So Denny Hamlin is going to stay in the Joe Gibbs Racing number 11 Toyota for a while more. FedEx, I don't think there's been an official announcement on their extension yet or any other sponsors, but we'll see down the road. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. I'll see you for any other videos, any other news that's this week. And then we got Kansas at Sunday.